Good day, senior high icons. Welcome to ICI AP My E-Class. I'm Mr. Aldrin G. Sikitin, a faculty of Immaculate Conception Polytechnic Senior High School under the General Academic Strand. This semester, I will be handling English 400 or 21st century literature from the Philippines and the world.
Okay, welcome back to our English 400 class to talk about flash fiction. So, as you have seen on our presentation, you may see there the flash. Yeah. So, he somehow represent the characteristic of the text that we are about to analyze and read. So, when we say flash fiction, it refers to largely fictional work of relative brevity, meaning short. Okay? And in terms of length, some writers or some uh, literary piece writers says that or say that it should have not more than 50 words, while the others say that it can have as much as 8,000 words. So it depends on who is giving the definition of a flash fiction. So flash fiction is a type of fiction that is characterized by being short, typically consisting of only few hundred words. Okay, so those are the basic characteristic or description of a flash fiction. Other terms for flash fiction, it is also known as a short story. So we have there the short story. If you cut it short, it will become a flash fiction. Okay, it is also called as microfiction, micronarrative, sudden fiction, nanotales, microstories, postcard fiction, and napkin fiction. So those are the other names or the other terms for flash fiction. So if we're going to compare flash fiction to a short story, this is quite shorter, and the room for improvement for the characters and the plot is quite limited. So oftenly um, flash fiction consists of one, two, or 3 to 5 characters only, since you will not that you will not have that enough time or opportunity to develop the characteristics of those characters. And when it comes to plot, and so kung yung plot po yung titingnan natin or i-observe natin, the pacing is quite fast. Okay, so that's why minsan tinatawag siyang sudden fiction, kasi we cannot say kung ano ba yung mangyayari dun sa susunod nung story since it is very short. So that's the characteristic of a flash fiction. And then next, according to Bob Batchelor, flash fiction is also known as smoking long story in China, or smoking long story, because he believed that a person who's reading that kind of story is likely to finish reading it before he or she finishes smoking a stick of cigarette. So, ganun siya kabilis. So, kung susubukan mong magbasa ng isang flash fiction and at the same time, you will compare it to the speed of uh, consuming a cigarette, mas mabilis mong matatapos si flash fiction compared dun sa pag-smoke ng cigarette. Depende na lang kung talagang isang diretsong hitit yung gagawin natin dun sa sigarilyo. Siguro baka talagang mas magiging mabilis yun. Pero kung yung usual na speed ng pag-ubos ng sigarilyo yung gagamitin natin, it is believed that mas mabilis matatapos yung pagbabasa ng flash fiction. So, it is believed that the flash fiction or the origin of this word is dating back as far as fables of the ancient Greece. So, ganun na siya katanda. And then also, um, yun nga po, as I have said, it traces its origin to older genres such as fable and parable, kasi yung these kind of stories, medyo talagang kung titingnan natin, sobrang ikse. Ayan. So notable writers who are using this kind of fiction are Ernest Hemingway. Ayan. So I know some of you may know this person. And also we have Italo Calvino, who wrote short works that exemplify this kind of genre. So the concept of very short story was established in 1930s, but the term flash fiction emerged in 1990s. So, yung characteristic ng flash fiction nandun na 1930s pa lang, medyo sumisikat na siya. Pero yung term na flash fiction, yung mismong term na flash fiction, nag-emerge siya or naging popular siya during the 1990s. Ayan. And then next, we also have the Philippine counterpart of this type or genre. So we call it Dagli. So some say that Dagli had already been around for decades even before the term flash fiction became popular. So in the Philippines or dito sa bansa natin, kung babalikan daw natin yung collection of stories na meron tayo, yung characteristic or yung term na dagli, yung characteristic ng flash fiction nandito na sa Pilipinas bago pa man maimbento or sumikat yung term na flash fiction. So, one evidence for that statement is that examples of dagli appeared on a regular basis in newspapers and magazines as early as the first few years of American occupation in the Philippines. So kung titingnan po natin, kung babalikan natin yung history ng Pilipinas, Americans occupied or colonized the Philippines in early 1900s. And the term flash fiction emerged or was being popularized in that year 1990s. So talagang yung dagli, yung term na dagli at yung characteristic ng dagli na nai-accompany natin dun sa flash fiction ay talagang makikita nating mas nauna compared dun sa term na flash fiction. Pero kung titingnan nga po natin yung characteristics nung dalawa, same po yung features nila. And then, so among the popular Filipino writers of this kind of genre were Jose Corazon de Jesus, and the Pride of Bulacan and the Pride of Santa Maria. We also have Lope K. Santos and Teodoro Agoncillo. So sila yung mga Filipino writers na talaga namang kilala at manonotice natin na gumagamit ng ganitong type ng literary piece. Okay, or literary genre. Ayan. And then, next, ayan. So, we have Charlotte Aninion de Guzman. Ayan. So, Charlotte Aninion de Guzman was an English teacher at De La Salle College of St. Benilde. And then later on, she became the chairperson of the English area at the same university or academy or school. And then currently she's writing at the comfort of her home while enjoying the company of her husband, daughter, and their dog. So that's the basic biography or background of our author or of the writer of the piece that you are about to read and analyze. So the piece or the pieces or the texts that you will be reading are the following. So the first one will be jeepney or a jeepney tapestry or a jeepney tapestry, and then the other one is morsels of memory. So again, these flash fictions are included or are embedded on your worksheets. So read these stories or flash fictions and then answer the questions on that follows, or the question that will follow. And then the last part of your activity, or the last part of the activity for this lesson, is that you're going to write your own flash fiction using the given characters. So I have given, or I have provided characters or name of characters and some description for those characters. So we have Mang Indoy, a 47-year-old farmer. We have Aling Mona, 38-year-old and a wife of Mang Indoy. We also have Karing, 16-year-old girl who is the daughter of Mang Indoy and Aling Mona, and Edgar, the youngest child or the youngest son of Mang Indoy and Aling Mona. So you're going to think of your own conflicts and setting of the story, and also include images to make your fiction more interesting and detailed. So the images that I am talking are imageries or imagery. Okay, so include some words that will somehow help me to imagine your story. So your flash fiction should not exceed 250 words, but it must not be less than 200 words. So, hindi siya ganun kahirap gawin since maiksi lang naman po siya. So, make your story interesting. Okay? So, that's for this lesson.